I'm having a domestic hard seltzer because it's the holidays. As the liquor store near my house in Boston says, holidays, a time for family. We sell liquor. So they got the correct business program going on, business, whatever it's called. Business plan, no, something more fancy than that. Profile, no. Hello, Ms. Marilyn. I know this is not a good light for me. I look gray and grayer. Would you like to join me? You may if you want. Paste. I'm hearing voices from I don't know where. I'm here alone in the house, which is a little tiny bit scary. My foggy glasses. Well, I still have mouse guts on my lens, I think.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hold on, let me put my outfit on and then I'll show you. That way you won't see my hair and you'll only be fascinated by my cuteness.
I'm always fascinated by your cuteness, regardless of
Oh. See, now I don't look such a state.
you look like you're seasonally dressed.
I am seasonally dressed. That's for sure. Yeah. I just put up the Christmas tree. It's looking.
Uh-oh, you just turned your sound off.
Oh, did I? Okay, let's see.
Oh my God, look, an actual tree, sort of.
Yep, I put my Christmas tree up and I decorated my door.
Well,
and then the house.
Oh.
Put a Christmas tree up. Decorated around the
There's
living
friends
room.
of my brother's that live like a block away from him, and they have a house that they renovated, and you walk in the front door and there's an octagonal room with an octagonal balcony on the second floor looking down, and every year they put up a 2-story Christmas tree, and then they put a Christmas tree in every room and a Christmas tree in every little niche.
Oh my goodness.
They have a collection of Christmas ornaments. And
oh my gosh.
In addition to things you would never expect Christmas ornaments to have, for example, a menorah and a dreidel Christmas ornament, which is a Hanukkah Jewish thing, certainly not Christmas. Thing. And they also have a collection, not a very large collection, a weird collection of World War II era Nazi Christmas ornaments with swastikas on it, and Christmas ornaments that have Rommel and the generals that are command of the army and stuff. Really creepy.
Wow.
But anyway, we Todd and I worked today on getting the house in order for our last Christmas here at this house.
Oh,
Because
that's
we're
sad.
selling the house. It's sad, but we are all coming to terms with it. And I think I'm the one that is the most uh,
You don't want to let it go.
the least interested in having it leave, because I'm
Yeah,
the one that has been here the least recently. Every
yeah,
year for 30 years for a week or two here and there.
right.
But they've been living here and dealing with the plumbing and dealing with my
All the
parents both
things.
being sick and bringing him to the hospital and bringing him back here and putting him into bed and all that kind of stuff. The
Right.
house has worn on them, shall we say, maybe.
Yeah,
It's a
it
big
wouldn't
house,
have as much.
and it's too big for uh, a single man to have, and a single
Right.
man's brother who's also single living in Boston. So it's the nice thing about it is we're bringing elements of this house, a couple of pieces of furniture, a lamp or two,
Right.
up to the lake home that we have, and we're swapping out furniture. So we'll have a little bit of this house up there.
Are you selling it furnished, or is it going to be? They're going to
It
have
will
to.
it will not have furnishings in it,
Mm,
and it probably won't have one thing that isn't screwed to the ceiling. I mean, all of the uh, I mean, I don't know. No, we're not selling it furnished. Um,
okay.
the uh, but what we had fun doing today and yesterday,
Mm,
we've been redesigning the living room and dining room area so that we can actually have a lot of people at the table. It was always very cramped when we were growing up. We were kids.
right.
We and a couple of years ago, after my father died, I moved the dining room table into a larger section. I'll just show it to you here since it's
All
easier.
right.
It used to be located uh, in this area here
Uh huh.
that was
Not very big.
which was not big when you had people sitting at the table. So what
Right.
I did was I said, let's move it to the other half of this sort of space,
Yeah.
which is not bounded by anything. It's all completely open on both
Oh,
sides.
that's nice.
And
That's way better. That big old table was in that little tiny room.
the big old table has its leaves extended now, which it was
Oh,
never really
wow.
able to. We could extend the one at my mother's end, but my father's, if you extended it at his end, he'd not
Be
be able to
inside the
eat
wall.
because he would be pinned up against the window.
Yep. Yep.
But
That's too funny.
it was harder for the people on the sides, meaning me and my brother and my grandmother,
Right.
and friends of ours that would visit us for the holidays for dinner, and we would
To
sort
get
of be
in and out.
wedged in.
Heaven forbid anybody had to go to the bathroom in the middle of
Well, it was tough, and you had to sort of sit side saddle,
Oh,
and
gosh.
you couldn't move your chair back any further because it
Right.
would hit the furniture. You couldn't really move it forward because it would hit the
Goodness.
table leg. So it was interesting when we did move it 2 years ago. When at Christmas, I said, "My God, we can fit 9 people, 10 people at this table comfortably
Oh,
for the
wow.
first time in 65 years."
That's great.
So anyway, but we're also doing some other things. We don't have a tree this year, but we've had fun making little vignettes of objects. And I don't know if you saw on my Instagram, my perfume bottle Christmas decoration.
Yes, I saw that. That was really cute. That was a great idea.
Yeah. So
I'm thinking about doing something like that with my ink bottles.
you have to find ink that has those letters in it, though, and little tiny
Right.
bows. So,
I was thinking about just painting the letters on.
oh well, that you can certainly do that. But so it'll be interesting. We're planning on having maybe in the spring. We'll still, I mean, we'll get ready to start putting it on the market, but we're planning on one big last
Hurrah.
party that.
Well, that'll be. Oh, you disappeared. Or I disappeared. Oh.
That
I don't know where you went. I guess I should shut this down. Well, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Okay.
Hi.
Did your phone run out of juice?
No, it's my iPad, and it works with both iPads. It suddenly crashes, and it's like run out of power. I plug the thing in, and it it has a little battery with red on
Yeah.
it. You plug the thing in, and then it opens up, and it turns on, and I've got 75% still. It's some glitch that happens with both of the iPad Pros I've got in StreamYard. It may also happen when I'm on Skype too.
I would take it to an Apple person and see if they can maybe finagle it for you. Maybe
Well,
reinstall the
it might be
operating
just
system or something.
it might be something where the iPad thinks maybe I'm using a lot of power and I have to be connected to power.
Is it overheating?
No, it's not overheating. I'll look it up. I'll try to find out what the problem is. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to we're planning on one big hurrah at the end in the spring, and if COVID is an issue then, which I can't imagine it won't be,
Right.
we may just have it be indoor outdoor with all the windows open and fans blowing, so the chances of germs being
Well, I was gonna say, if you're gonna be indoor, outdoor, don't put fans on. That's not. If you want it to spread, that's how to spread it quickly.
well, I mean, it's or whatever we have to do. It's just it's. But I think, I mean, everyone in our circle has been vaccinated, but one of our friends has had COVID, and she almost died from it. So
that's too
she's
bad.
the one that's the most worried, as well as she might be. But anyway, there'll be probably a few more last minute hurrahs that this house has in store for us. But I don't know if I had told you, we had a sale. We've had 2 sales now of objects from the house, auction
The
sales.
stuff. Yeah, you said you were going to have an auction.
And it wasn't a live auction where people were here bidding, but it's
Right.
like eBay. But we were here when they were coming by to pick up the things. And it was really interesting meeting some of the people that were buying them. And almost everyone seemed happy with what they got. And also they seemed that they would be the final owners. They didn't seem like they were going to put them in their antique shop or resell them or something.
Right.
So
well, that's cool.
One guy was he bought a bunch of carved stone parts of buildings.
Oh wow!
Were 2.5 feet by 3 feet, by 6 feet long, 5 feet long, and they were part of the building above the first story, between the first and second story. Decorative curlicues and faces and stuff. And my father bought them somewhere and had them delivered here, and they were in the ground in the yard for a while. People called it the graveyard because that's sort of what it looked like. And so the guy that bought it has a building, and he's going to actually put these on his building.
Oh wow, that's incredible!
And it's an artist building. It's a nonprofit thing where they do printmaking and stuff. And I gave him some of my art. I said, these were probably going to be thrown away, so I'll give them to you. And he was overjoyed with them. So it was nice to see them go to a good home too.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the best, when you can have people that are going to appreciate your art.
Yeah.
And hopefully it lasts for a while. Or maybe have them show it off somewhere in there.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't seen anyone other than guests at this house for 35, 40 years. So at least there'll be new eyeballs looking at it.
Yes, exactly.
So you got a new modern flexible nib pen, huh?
Oh my gosh. Are
you going to show me how well it writes next to Boinga Boinga?
Oh, am I ever?
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Here we go.
And again, as you know, my feeling is Boinga Boinga is 100 years old and will last another 100 years, whereas the pen that you just bought might last 100 years, but might last a year or less.
It might last 5 minutes. Who knows? Especially in my hands.
Hi, Briar Bear is saying hi.
Oh, hello, Briar Bear. How are you doing today? Are you having a nice day? I forgot to turn on the comment section. Okay, so I bought this is Noodle. And so they take a normal Yovo steel flex nib, a gold nib, and they trim off the shoulders, as you can see.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
So they trim off the shoulders quite a bit. And it's 14 karat gold, so it's like super flexibile.
Oh, good.
And I'll show you. So I'll do it on this page right here. So this is Boinga Boinga.
Hi, Gary Scott.
Hi, Gary. And this is Noodle. Now, the problem that I do have with this pen is that it needs to be primed just a little bit because the feed isn't the same as the Boinga Boinga, but
Cool. Well, it looks pretty Boinga-y to me.
it's very Boinga-y. It's very Noodle-like. I mean, it's super soft. It's called a BF.
And where's
nib
it from?
because it's flat. Most nibs have like a curvature to them.
Yeah.
So see how this one has like a downward curve? This one is completely flat.
Okay. So Boinga Boinga is neither one of those.
Yeah, no. Boinga Boinga definitely has a curve.
Okay.
You can definitely see the curve. And this one
So
also
Boinga Boinga is in your right hand, right?
This is Boinga Boinga.
Okay.
And this is the new one.
Okay.
So, and the size is definitely different. This is the number 2, and this is the number 6. Wow. And so, I'm like, why am I not showing you with the light on? Dumbhead.
Well, because
you can definitely.
So the one on the left is gold, huh?
Yep, they're both gold.
Okay.
Yep, they're both 14 karat gold, and it's just super flexible. I had it ground down to extra fine, and Boinga Boinga does about that of a line, and Noodle does about that of a line.
So a little thicker.
Yeah, it's a little thicker. So,
well, sometimes things that are a little thicker are a little better.
Yep.
Get your mouth out of the gutter, Pierre Gustafson.
Nothing wrong with little thicker things every now and then.
Every now and
then. So, yeah, the only problem that I'm having with this one is that the inks for the diamine ink vent are diamine inks, and diamine inks are a little thicker usually than normal fountain pen ink because they're made for doing calligraphy, but they need to be. I need to find a better pen to put it in, let's say, because this has a cartridge converter. Yeah. If I had one that was like a barrel, it would be better. And I have a barrel pen to put this in, but this is easier to clean out.
Oh yes, I know that you and your cleaning out.
Oh, I have to have it clean otherwise, especially when I'm doing a different ink every day this month.
Well, see,
this is today's ink. It's called Black Ivy, and it's a sheening ink, which means that
Ink Guy is here. Hi, Ink Guy.
Hi, Adam. How are you doing? This one has see the red sheen?
Yeah.
It has like a sheening property, which totally doesn't look like the color of the ink. And it's really pretty.
Well, I can see that it makes Christmas seem even more Christmassy.
Exactly. And then I like to do little splotches. And then it looks like shooting star.
You know, I haven't been. Every once in a while, I get off of my black ink high horse that I'm always on.
Yeah.
I will try.
Well, if you ever want some samples, I can send you. I have a whole freaking boatload of samples.
No, I appreciate that. I've got a lot of inks too, but I rarely, in the drawings I do and in the calligraphy that I do that I have to scan in and print and things like that, black ink is always best for me. But I can see why you and an ink guy and other people can be seduced by the color.
Yeah.
It's
very attractive.
It's very they're very pretty. How can you not like it? But
Yeah.
but I'm so boring that for the most part that I don't really need I don't I don't need that color gratification. But when I do use color, I think, oh my God, this is really neat. How this color, how this blue is really iridescent-y at this point and very pastel-y at that point, depending on the pressure of the ink or the pen.
Right.
It's really quite lovely, and I can
I was gonna
see
say
why.
I've seen you use red ink before.
And I could see why. Briar wants to know what that blue ink at the top.
So this blue ink is Noodler's Navajo turquoise, and I put it in a sample vial, and then I take silver luster dust.
Oh no!
And I add a little bit of silver luster dust to the vial.
And that doesn't clog your pens? No wonder you have to
This
clean
is
them all.
edible silver luster dust. So it's like edible silver luster dust.
Edible?
It's very fine. Yeah.
You're supposed to put that on your You're supposed to put that in your Christmas cookies.
Yep.
Here.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to put it in your fountain pens.
I found it in the baking section of my Hobby Lobby, and I only take like a little tiny bit for the whole vial and mix that in there. I'm all out, so I'm going to make up a little batch just right now.
If the ink guy is still here, what is he doing? Is he screaming out loud at this broadcast, or does he embrace this?
What do you think, Adam? Have I gone over the deep end? we know I've gone off the deep end, but and then I just take.
I think he's in shock still.
Of this, and the crazy thing about this is like it does really crazy things when you use cheap paper. One of my favorite things to do is to write people letters on really cheap paper with this ink. I'll show you right now. This is CVS caliber. Oops, wrong hole. CVS caliber envelope paper.
Yeah.
And
so far, I'm not impressed.
I know. Well, I'm all.
I am when it comes to. I guess I'm more of a paper. I'm a pen snob first.
Yep.
Then paper, and then. I am an ink. I want an ink to flow, and I want it to be black. So that, that's simple. But so ink. Okay. So and ink guy says whatever gets people drawing and writing more is good. But
that's right.
So you've mixed up edible, shimmery gold, silver dust, luster dust to go on your souffle
cakes and stuff. Yep.
And you've mixed it in your ink, and now you're putting it in a fountain pen.
Yep.
And do you preheat the oven?
If it's safe enough to put in my mouth, it's probably
for this.
What?
Do you preheat the oven?
No.
You're not going to put the. You're not going to put the pen in the oven. Good.
No. I take my nib.
I'm here for 2 weeks, Briar. I'm back in Boston. Oh, Briar. The next big pen show is Philadelphia.
Are you going to the Philadelphia pen show?
I think I am.
Really?
COVIDian nightmares and stuff. Yes.
Oh, that's very brave of you.
Why?
I don't like. I was thinking thoughts about going right now to do the Orange County or Los Angeles County pen show, but with Omicron going around and the amount of people that are dying, like, it's not great. So this is really cheap paper. Okay.
I'll tell you, Briar, in a second. Let me just find it. I think it's the 14th of January or something. It's like a 3-day show.
It's gotta come down just a little bit. Okay.
I'll find out what it is here.
I hear a dog. There should not be any dogs in this house. Anyway.
You know, what's nice about the Philadelphia Pen Show, Marilyn and others who are listening, is that they really go out, and they have gone out for many, many years to encourage calligraphers to attend. And they've got the Philadelphia calligrapher people.
Yep.
They're giving workshops and at the front desk and stuff. Oh, I see. It does sparkle and shimmer.
See how it kind of like feathers out into the page? It kind of looks like icicles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It kind of looks like icicles.
So,
which is really cool.
Friday, the January 14 to Sunday, Jan 16. Well, Philadelphia does them in January, and there have been times when we've dealt with blizzards there, and we've missed airplanes and buses and trains and things like that, so it can be miserable. But when I go down there, I stay with a friend I've known for 40 years or so, and Nicola and I usually stay with him in his house. So that part is cheap. Well, it looks very nice. That quick brown sparkly fox.
Yep. So it makes things very sparkly. I call it Noodler's Navajo Turquoise Twinkle.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
I wouldn't have thought anything different from that.
You know what my favorite ink is, right?
I don't know.
It's an ink called Blue Snowball Nebula Twinkle. And it's a blue-black ink, and it has white shimmer in it. And when you write with it, it almost looks like snow.
Okay.
Like with a halo of like black around it. So you can just tell that there's something written there. It's really beautiful.
Okay.
I had a sample of it and I used it, and they don't make the stuff anymore.
Well, you have to go to the baking goods store and try to figure out how they made that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. See if I can find it. I have swatch card of it.
Oh, nice, Briar. Yeah, that's Nicola. That Nicola wrote your name.
Here it is. So you can kind of see, it looks like white, right? But like if you look, it's like a blue-black ink.
Yeah.
And it's just really beautiful. It comes out like this grayish blue, but it's got sparkle to it so much that when you look at it head on, you can't like see what the letters are because it's so sparkly.
Okay, well, I can see you need different
help.
light.
Yes, lots of help.
You need lots of.
But yeah, I was trying to find an ink that would itch that scratch, so I came up with this, and it's a beautiful color, and I like it better than the snow.
Good, Briar.
Yeah. Reflecting off rippling water. Yes, exactly.
Briar, the Philly Pen Show is also, what else is it? And they're all pretty friendly. It's going to be maybe twice as big as Boston in terms of the number of exhibitors. And they also have
I did the same thing with this gold ink. I put yellow food color and then yellow gold luster dust in it.
yellow food coloring.
Yep.
Put some mayonnaise in it next time.
I'll try that.
Try mayo.
I'm all about experimentation.
Yeah. And you can eat it afterwards.
That's right. That's what I thought about this one. I was like, well, at least if I get it on my fingers or something, I won't be afraid it'll kill me.
Tasty.
I might have a yellow tongue for a week, but that's okay.
You still have that piece of leather underneath your checkerboard there?
I do. It's
good.
Right,
I'm very happy.
I mucked it up, but that's a sign of usage.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's beautiful.
No, I'm very happy that it works for you.
I love it. It's wonderful. I still have
Thanksgiving gravy as ink. Ink Guy is planning that.
I see. There's this group of calligraphers. They do all kind of crazy things. So this guy, he was cooking in the kitchen, and he got scared by his partner, and he flung flour all over the surface, right?
Yeah.
And he broke some eggs in this thing, right? Because he was flustered, and so he takes part of a broken egg and starts doing calligraphy in the flour with the broken eggshell. I thought that was really cool.
Well, most children learn not to play with their food at an early age. Others of us never learn.
Right? Exactly. Whatever makes you happy, right?
Yeah, well, that's true.
Unless you aren't happy making those things, then you shouldn't do them.
No. Ink Guy, would you like to join us live? Are your pants on? I asked that because Will Hodge and Friedrich often
rarely have pants on.
Rarely have pants on when they're broadcasting, but they don't have the camera aiming anywhere near where their pants would have been if they put them on.
Yeah.
So, Briar, you still don't have your beard, or did you grow it back?
Shut up. Did you shave your beard? Oh, that's right. You shaved it, didn't you? That's terrible.
He looked like a baby.
He looked like a naked baby. I saw it and I was like, shut the front door. I can imagine him going into a smoke shop. You're like, can I have this? Nope, you're too young, sir. You're too young.
Too young. Have your dad come in.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's good.
There's enough gray in it, I think, if I remember correctly, that he does look over 18. Because especially.
All I know is that I've been off work for almost a week now, and I had a beard going on, and I look like Santa Claus. And I went to the 99-cent store wearing said outfit, and a young girl came up to me and went, "Santa, I want a pony for Christmas." And I went, "That's it.
It'll be right there. It'll tell you.
The beard's gotta go.
I'm promising you're going to get that pony. And if you don't get it, it's because your mother killed it."
Naughty.
Now, Ink Guy, I don't think Ink Guy has ever shaved. I think he's never not had a beard.
There's a dog in there. Did you tell her?
Oh I have to see if my dinner is ready here.
Okay. Do you want me to let you go?
Please.
Okay. I'm all inky now. Oh boy. I'm always got inky fingers. And now I don't have to wash them because I don't have to go to work today. At least for the next week. Yay, Christmas. I love Christmas time, except for the time goes so slowly.
So this on Christmas and Thanksgiving, we always brought out the fancy silverware, and my grandmother and my mother both had this pattern. It's called Grand Baroque by Wallace. Isn't that quite?
Wow.
It's
Is
very,
that
very,
real?
sterling,
Oh, wow.
and it's
I was just
very
say they make
fancy.
like a crap version of that now.
Oh yes, you can buy really shitty stuff like this. It's just like this. It's
Nope,
really
not on
shitty.
that one.
But
Nope, not on that one. I'm like, I have a piece somewhere. I don't have one up here, but probably downstairs. Because I know that the 99-cent store has like individual forks that are like that.
keep talking. I'll go right there.
So, what is everyone else doing for Christmas? Are you going out? Are you staying in? Are you cooking a ham? What are y'all making for Christmas? I just realized that this is my last page before the end of my journal. That's exciting. Oh my God. Your hubby's coming up? How exciting! Gonna stay in the city for the weekend, but decided to remain upstate. Oh, you were gonna come into the city, but you decided to stay upstate. That's probably the best.
Now, upstate. Where do you mean by upstate?
Oh man, I love this tea. Do you drink tea, Pierre?
Not really.
This stuff is the best.
Mm.
It's like peppermint and vanilla had a baby, and it's sleepy time, and it's wonderful. It's just okay, extra strength. It's beautiful, and it smells my whole room up. It's amazing. Between the weather and the Omicron, yeah, best to stay in if at all possible. People are like, oh, well, I'm being careful, and we're gonna go out with our family. I'm like, no, that's not being careful. Stay home, lie down, go to sleep. 3 hours south of me. Oh, Pierre.
What
are you having for dinner, Pierre?
I'm having a chicken. My brother threw an entire chicken. Well, I mean, it was plucked and everything. Didn't have its head. But we had a late lunch, so I'm not gonna have more than just this. I'm not having a salad or anything else.
That's good. I had a huge dinner. Somebody left pizza and barbecue wings and some sort of bread with cheese and vegetables on it. And then they brought me this cheesecake, like cake cinnamon thing. Oh, I'm so full. 10-minute east of Maryland in Florida. "10 minutes east of Maryland."
Maybe Maryland is
Maryland.
a town.
Oh,
in
Maryland
Florida.
must be. I was gonna say that's not.
Florida isn't 10 miles east of you.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're in Santa Ana right now. Yes, I am in Orange County, California. I live 6 miles south of Disneyland. You is in you. You'll be in LA soon. Are you coming out for the Pen Show? I don't know if I want to go. I'm scared. I'm all vaxxed up, but I'm still scared. People scare me. Like, ugh. When was he? Los Angeles Pen Show is February 17th through the 20th. Oh no, that's 2022. That might be enough time. Thinking thoughts about going. You should come out to the Pen Show.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well,
It's one bus ride. It's one train ride away, and all you have to do is walk down to the corner.
a train ride from Boston that lasts 3 days?
Yeah.
That's
Takes like 3 days to get there, but it's beautiful. And all you have to do is walk to the corner. Mm-hmm. It passes right by your house.
Well, one of my desires is to do a little bit more traveling. I've never really had that desire earlier in life, but I'm not getting any younger. And I'd like to go urban sketching with the urban sketchers.
Yeah.
And maybe visit some towns where there might be pen shows, so I can do both.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Now, I know people that live in California, and I know people that live in
all over,
which I did
Texas
10 years ago. So
yeah, I know at least one person that lives in Texas. Our friend Will.
Mm-hmm.
I know Friedrich lives somewhere near
Chicago.
Near
Chicago. And Effective lives near Columbus, I think.
Columbus. I know that try to remember her name without remembering.
Miss Mouse?
No, not Mouse. Tasha, that's the one.
In Arkansas.
Tasha and Evie lives in Nebraska
no, Arkansas.
Yep. So there's people all over the place. Gary lives in Oregon.
Ink Guy has couches we can all
Florida.
sit, I bet.
Yeah. So if we all go to Florida for the winter, you're going to take us to Disney World, right? I don't even know if a train goes.
That's a point for me. I'll stay here. I'll stay with the
cold. You could deal with the cold. I can't. Oh, man. Maybe I'll come out for summertime. Alexa, stop. She's harassing me.
How dare she?
All the time. Trying to tell me what time it is. I know it's time to go to bed. Leave me alone. I'm on vacation.
I'm going to get another alcoholic beverage. I'll be right back.
All right, then. I thought you were on non-alcoholic beverages.
I changed my tune.
All right, then. That's the way to go. You only live once, you know. Better make it a good one. Better to live long, hard and strong than long and boring. So my grandmother always used to say. I'm gonna have some very fancy juice. I'm gonna have juice.
Any guys?
Cheers to you and to all of our friends, and to happy holidays and many
happy
more.
holidays to all of us.
So, tell me all the things.
All the things.
How are your brothers?
They're
I didn't
okay.
see them last time you were in.
They're okay. They're fine. So
Good.
Everyone.
How's the cat? Is he taking to his new surroundings?
Both cats are good here.
Oh, that's good.
My cat in Boston, I presume, is still fine.
Doing well. All right, that's good. Let's see. So, is your boat at your cabin house, or is it at your
the boat house? That I sail on the most is my elder of my two younger brothers' boats, and
Todd sails
it on Lake Minnetonka outside of Minneapolis, and Troy sails on it as well. The lake home up north has a smaller sailboat that my little brother likes to sail, and I go sailing with him. I used to sail all the time when I was young, and my little brothers hated it. They liked water skiing and motorboats and fishing. They didn't like sailing at all.
Oh, wow.
But now they really love sailing, both of them, and I can be a passenger.
That's always nice.
And I'm happy. I mean, I can drive them around. I know how they work. But the larger of the two boats, and the lake that it is on is a little bit more complicated because it does have a motor, and the lake has all sorts of buoys that let you know that you're going to hit something under the lake. Yeah. So they have to know the geography of the lake, where I don't need to know it on the sailboat that I had when I was a kid. My sailboat was a scow-shaped boat. It was a boat that didn't have a keel, so it would never run into anything.
Right. So, how did it run if it was a sailboat?
How did what?
How did it run if it was a sailboat?
Well, it didn't run into things. The sailboat that my brother has, they both have keels.
Right.
So full structure below the water, 3 or 4 or 5 feet below the water. So you can't hit shallow water without stopping or breaking the boat. Whereas a scow is sort of like like a really flat canoe.
I see.
So it won't bump into anything and do
that's
damage.
Good. Yeah, the more gravity, more leveler and wider things are, the less deep they have to be.
Well, in this particular case. Briar, I've been here for only a few days this trip, but 2 weeks ago I was here. Then I went back to Boston for 1 week, and then I came back here for 2 weeks, and I'll be back in Boston on the 3rd. of January. And then I don't think I'm coming back here until the spring. You were just here in Minnesota?
In Minnesota?
I wasn't here during those days.
I remember him saying something like he was going to be in Minnesota, and then you left, and then he was there all by himself. I was like, for work, right? Minneapolis. I have a very good friend that lives in Minneapolis. Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Russell was on my stream this morning, and
yeah, I saw
he might end up getting a doctorate at the University of Minnesota. So that would
cool. That's awesome. Congratulations to him. I'm still working on mine. Every time I seem to put something in, they're like, this has already been done. I'm like, all right, then, well, I'll keep trying.
Russell's fine. I haven't been broadcasting in a while because I've been really busy.
Dealing with house things.
Dealing with stuff here, and then when I got back to Boston, I had only a week to do what I had to do there, and it just I wasn't quite in the mood. But I'm going to try to be better about it. I get up early in the morning, as you know, and my brother doesn't get up until quite a bit later. So after the holidays, after Christmas rather, I'll probably be doing morning things here. Maybe set up a camera so I can aim down at drawing and stuff.
Who's close to hitting 1,000 subs?
Maybe me.
You are. You're like 14 away, 16 away.
Am I? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
still like.
Did you see my Apple Boom pen thing?
I did. I saw it.
So that brought a bunch of new people.
Yeah.
I probably scared away more than joined.
I don't think so.
Did you see the woman that followed me though? Or maybe she was 2 weeks after me. For one thing, it was sort of a strange choice for used Apple Boom, I thought, to feature a woman that buys only one pen a year. And, and the first pen she showed was a rollerball, which.
Yeah, that's not a fountain pen, huh?
But she moved up to a fountain pen, which is good. But her fingernails were almost as long as her fingers were, and how she could write
Devin Lou,
or do other things. How does she turn a car key?
I subscribe to her. She does bullet journals, and I always watch her write, and I'm always like, how in the heck are you gripping this thing? Like, it looks like some sort of magic that's happening. I'm like sorcery fingers going on.
I wonder what would happen if she suddenly sneezed and she went like this. She'd like poke her eyes out. You know, long fingernails give me the creeps.
I've had long fingernails before, but like before I was in my profession, there was a short period of time where I went from like working at Disneyland and obeying all the rules to having this freedom, and I had like long nails and long hair, and it was a thing. But like, let me tell you, you learn real quick when you go to wipe that there's something that you have to be very careful. It's a very fine line.
Okay. too much information. I know we all went there in our minds without having it being told to us, but yeah, Russell would probably move to Minnesota for school if he got the job, if he got the position or was accepted or whatever happens when you do doctorates.
Yeah, it just depends on, like, where I'm working, they have a doctoral program, but, like, they don't talk to each other. You know, you have to come up with a thesis on your own.
Well,
And
he's come up with an idea, and
right,
it
you have to come
sounds
up with the ideas that
interesting, but I don't know how doctorates work. Do you?
you have to be a part of you have to present in front of a panel of
I know, but
people who have.
But do you pay to get one? Do you pay to the university X dollars to be in a program and then do this, or do
Yes.
you? Do
It's
they give you a grant?
I guess it depends on the department that you want to go into. Medicine, you have to, it's a high bar, before you can be like a PhD, because you have to come up with something that nobody's thought of before, and just as you think that you're about to come up with something, somebody else puts their doctorate in front of yours. Yeah. You basically have to get published first. So it's a very fine line.
Yeah, so I don't really know how, but but let's say I got a grant to do a doctorate somewhere.
Yeah.
They would pay me the money to live and to rent a house, or what? Or did they pay me just so you have to have a full-time job to be able to own an apartment and a car.
Yeah, that's how it works. I mean, you're just the person that people come to when they have questions about that field, whatever it
Breyer
is.
is saying it depends. I would imagine that. I mean, when I was working on my master's degree, I paid for the first semester, and then I was a TA, teacher's assistant. So that essentially paid my tuition, which wasn't very much, and it also paid for my living expenses, which also weren't very much.
Right.
But that was in the olden days when things were cheap. I imagine someone who's working in the sciences and AI and medicine and things that seem to have a clear money-making result.
Right.
You could they would give you money. For an art historian studying about Baroque art in Italy or something,
right?
I wouldn't think that would get anyone excited, other than maybe 3 people in the entire planet.
Well, I mean, there's other ways to make money. I mean, people have YouTube channels. Yeah. People have all kinds of, ways to promote their knowledge, and with that knowledge comes great responsibility.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it'll be interesting to see what he does. I know Russell really likes to teach.
Yeah.
It's just the teaching gigs he had, the 2 that he had, dealt with teaching, doing twice as much work, because he had to do 2 classes, one in person and one for the remote students.
Yeah.
And then he'd have to come up with YouTube content to present to those students.
Yeah.
And he also was teaching, for that particular gig, he was teaching 1st grade to 8th graders, which is way more thought has to go into doing that than just teaching 1 grade or a couple of grades. So I think that teaching, if he ends up teaching at a university where he's teaching
Adults.
undergraduates.
Yeah.
The students that are in college generally are there because they want to be.
Yeah.
And they may not want to take that particular class, but they have to. But
Yeah.
at least they're not testosterone-driven teenage boys that don't want to do anything.
Exactly. I keep looking back because our house manager's running around. There's some sort of dog situation going on. I'm the community advisory council liaison.
Oh dear. There's no dogs allowed there?
Nope.
And there's a dog in there somewhere.
Somewhere. I need a real glass of wine. That's what I need. We tell these people, don't be naughty, and then they go and be naughty anyway. It's like they're getting away with shit.
Well, being naughty is one thing. Having a dog is another.
Yeah.
I know there's dog lovers out there, but I'm not really one of them.
I am all for people having animals, but I am all for people having animals when they're supposed to be here. This person does not have permission to have a dog, so.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Briar, it was really good seeing you. And
bye, Briar. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
In Philadelphia.
Give Pierre a hug for me.
Okay. The friend I stay with in Philadelphia is an oboist. I don't know how many they have, 2 maybe, in the Philadelphia Orchestra. So,
that's cool.
I usually get to go to a concert there.
Here?
Huh?
Are you on your YouTube channel? Are you on a computer or on your phone?
I'm on my iPad. Why?
Because there's this person that you want to get rid of.
Oh.
Michael Owens.
Is there something wrong with him?
This is a bot who's sending out pornographic messages.
Oh. Are they good pornography? Is it good pornography?
It's a phishing thing, so people can get your information if they click on if they go to that.
You know this for a fact?
I went to like 6 years of technical school. Yeah.
Okay. I blocked them.
Block them. Yeah. You don't want any of that. Been there, done that. Not fun. 0 out of 10 stars. Would not repeat.
Okay. Anyway, we also go to museums, and there actually in Philadelphia, there's a museum that you might like. It's called the Mutter Museum, and it's a museum of medical anomalies. It's some of the
yes, I've heard of this place.
Like 2-headed fetuses in jars and things like that.
Yeah.
And
I've wanted to go there.
I went there, and I was not as impressed as I thought I would have been. The collection they may have had part of the
death masks, which I thought was really cool.
They might have had part of it under renovation or something, if I remember correctly. But it's a great city, and I enjoy my host very much. And I go to the Penn Show every day, and I hang out a little bit. But usually, when it's time to go, I can't wait to get out of there. Where Nicola, on the other hand, he hangs out he's working all day long, writing people's names and stuff like that. So he doesn't go around from table to table, where I go around all the time and I talk to people. But he hangs out with the people later.
Yeah.
Where I prefer to go to the museum or go to a concert or go to dinner.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, definitely. Maybe one of these days I'll make it out to Boston or the Philadelphia. I don't know.
Either one of them are. The Philadelphia is the better show. There's more people there, and they do have a large calligraphic presence, which I think you might enjoy. MG Ward is always there.
Michael, yeah.
And, but if you come to Boston, of course, you can see my little scary domain, which might be fun. And Boston is only a 1-day show rather than a 3-day show. And
right.
A 3-day show, if you're only unlimited.
Did you get rid of the dog?
I told her. It's the cutest.
I don't care how cute it is.
I know, but I swear, it almost killed me because it's like this big.
I don't care how big it is.
Puppy. And she actually calls it Chap.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Did you hear that?
I heard that you don't care how big or cute it is.
I don't care how big or cute it is. It's got to go.
You're like, oh no.
Yeah, no. It's not legally here. It shouldn't be here. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Unless she comes in with paperwork and shots and.
Are there dogs that can be legally there?
Yes, they have to be. They have to go to the Board of Education, the Board of California, and have their dog licensed and trained in order to be an animal for help and doctor's notes.
I see.
So they need.
Not a pet. It's a service animal. You can have a service animal in that place, but not just any old pet.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have pets, but you can have a service animal.
I see.
But they have to go through the licensing, and that's like $7,000. It's very expensive. Yeah, it's very expensive. So I don't have a problem having animals. I have a problem with people trying to get away with shit. Because people in this house who do drugs and they are naughty and they think that they can get away with whatever, and we kick them out. We're just like, you're being naughty, goodbye. Okay. Sorry. You have this beautiful mansion and you want to treat it like crap? Not going to happen. Anyway, sorry for my small rant.
Okay.
But when is your birthday, Pierre? Did you have a birthday this year?
June 30th.
June 30th. Oh yeah, yours is the end. Yours is the end of the nice days.
You need a service animal, ink guy? What will your service animal do?
I saw it. So I'm short, so I want a service giraffe. Yes. I want a service giraffe too. Yeah, but get that off.
To get the thing off the top shelf.
Yeah. I always I see this guy on TikTok. He's 7'1", and I think to myself, I would love to play on the monkey bar today. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm so naughty. Anyway. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
So I'm dealing with Social Security now and Medicare, and I was unable. I turned 65, so I have Medicare.
Right.
But I tried to sign online; it didn't work. I tried to call them on the phone; no one answers.
Yeah, no, you have to go down there.
But they don't have, the offices aren't open. So I have to call. So I called the national Social Security thing, and they said, well, we'll make an appointment for you to talk to the local Social Security office. Well, that
Hmm.
came and didn't happen. And
Oh.
anyway, I finally discovered that someone in 1968 changed my birthday from the 30th to the 3rd. So that's why I couldn't get online, because someone had changed it. So last 2 weeks ago when I was here, I went to the Board of Records or whatever and got a
Hospital,
copy of my
yeah.
birth certificate, which I called up the
Have you been
local-
celebrating the wrong birthday all these years?
No, they just screwed it up. So I ended up talking to someone from the local Social Security office,
Yeah.
and she said, well, I can set up a time to see you on the 22nd. And I said, no, I'm going to be in Minnesota on the 22nd. Oh,
Yeah.
well, you can drop off the form on the 21st, on the 20th.
Hmm.
There's the guard at the door will take your form, your birth certificate. And I said,
Mm.
why can't I come right now? You're in your office and I'm talking to you on the
Yeah.
phone. I can be there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Can I just drop it off to you?
Yeah.
So it's so weird that the federal government should be able to request from the state government my birth certificate
Correct information, right?
without
Exactly.
having me to have to pay $28 to get
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And then having to like scan it in or send it to people.
And and then meanwhile I have to pay a penalty now for the rest of my whatever how many years I have left to get Medicare because I missed my dead
Window.
my 3-month window because
Oh wow. Yeah.
and
That's terrible.
thank God I'm not planning to live forever,
Right?
because forever
Heaven
times
forbid.
$20 a month is $1 billion. But
Right?
if I live 20 more years or 30 or 1, it's not that good.
Yeah, we have people come in the hospital all the time. They always, trying to get on Social Security, and they're having a stressful time because no one's answering the phones. And I told them, you go down to the office, and our offices are still open, but like they have like a window of times, and then you get in the door, and there's like a 500 person line, and you're standing there for like 12 hours, and you're like, I know. I had to do this, but I lost my wallet last year. It was awful.
We're all, sort of trapped by COVID. And it seems to me that this is the time where we should be able to do things over the phone or over Skype if you have to see an actual person talking.
Exactly.
And how difficult can it be,
Well, I know that people can't do IDs over online because the only way that they could do it is if you have the technology.
And the whole thing about if they were able to know that the birthday was changed in 1968 from one date to another, it seems like they should be able to see what it was in 1967.
Oh, I can't even show you. I don't know what happened to my thing. Well, anyway, if you have a black light, you can look at your ID and show them with a black light that there's like a bear that glows or something.
I see. Oh, well, in
California, or your state glows or something. There's a picture that glows.
You have a bear that glows in California.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, we have a fish or something.
Right, exactly.
In Massachusetts, we have to have a Kennedy, a glowing Kennedy.
There's some sort of glowing thing for every state, and that's They're like, do you have a black light? I'm like, yes, but what the hell does that have to do with anything? We have to hold your ID up and
Well,
then shine the black light. I'm like,
the Social
well, thanks
Security
for.
lady was helping me with doing this ID thing, and they said, well, get your passport or your driver's license and take a picture of it. I'll send you a link. And I had to take my glasses off for some dumb reason. And the phone is telling me what to do, but I can't read what the phone is telling me to do because I took my glasses off.
Yeah.
And, I put my glasses back on and it says, get closer, move away, do something. And then it said failed.
Yeah.
This has to be someone really stupid designed this.
Yeah, for sure. There's no clear instructions. There's no like video of them showing you this is what you do before you the thing, and then you do the thing.
This is a tutorial. How many times
Exactly.
do I look up YouTube tutorials on how to fix something, and some 8th grader is able to explain it better
Exactly.
than someone that actually works at the Social Security office.
Oh my God! Did I tell you I got a new phone?
No.
What did I do with it? I got a new phone. Here it is. I got a new phone, and I put my SIM card in the new phone, right? And like I went through 6 years of technical school. It's really easy. You put in your SIM card, you turn it on, you go through the steps of setting it up, and then it connects itself to the internet. Well, it wouldn't connect to the freaking internet, and I'm like, okay, well maybe the SIM cards. So I scroll up to About Me, check in the description. It's got my phone number. I'm like, okay, so I tried to make a phone call. It's all, please enter the 6-digit number to this account. And I'm like, I don't know what
6-digit number?
I'm like, what number? I'm like, this has never happened before. Of course, this was, what year is it? This has been 15 years. So things have obviously changed or upgraded with their whatever. So I had to go down to the freaking T-Mobile store because Sprint is now T-Mobile for them to fix this stupid phone. And this is the slowest thing I have ever used.
It's an iPhone or
No, this is a Samsung A32 5G. All I know is that this phone is faster. And it's like 3 years old. But it still works, so whatever.
I'm using an old phone, and the only problem it has is the hole that you put the power cable in is now sort of too big, and the power cable falls out. And so my dad's old phone, my dad's been dead now for 3 years almost, and but his phone, I can use that. It's the same phone I have here. Oh, here's Van Gogh, the one-eared cat.
Hi, kitty.
Cute.
Hi. Oh,
He catches mice. He catches mice and only eats half of them. He only eats the juiciest parts, and the rest he leaves. So we step on it in the morning, don't you, kitty?
That's so sweet.
He's a very weird cat. He'll walk, and he falls over. Most cats are graceful. They'll sit, and then they'll lay down on their stomach, and then they'll slowly, seductively roll on their side and on their back. And he just looks like he was shot. You go blah blah blah. It's so funny. No middleman.
You'll have to get video of that one of these times. That would be funny to watch.
Well, I'll try to take a movie of it because he does it all the time. It's just whenever I've got my camera ready, that's when he doesn't do it. But I'll be here for 2 weeks. There'll be a time when I can do it. The other cat we have is it's a bowling ball in the shape of a cat, or a cat in the shape of. It's almost entirely spherical, with a little pointy, skinny tail. and a mouth. There's a mouth and a couple of eyes and this bowling ball of a cat. I'm about to sneeze. It's good seeing you. I'm gonna hang up here and stop.
All right. Well, it was nice seeing you. Merry
One more
Christmas, Happy
thing,
New
and then I'm gonna go to bed. My airplane trip 2
Yeah.
days ago.
Jet lag.
Well, it wasn't so much jet lag. It's only an hour difference, but it was a very early flight, and I got up at I think 2:30
Yeah.
to get on that flight, and so I go to bed early these days anyway. So it's past my bedtime.
Mine too.
Okay, be
It was
good.
nice seeing you.
See you later,
Bye.
Ingai, if you're still here. Bye bye.
Take care. Give everyone hugs and kisses.
I will.
Love you. Bye.
Yeah, nice seeing you too, Adam. Toodles.